Hey guys, Mobile Gaming Nerd here, and today we will talk about Marvel's new Avengers Alliance 2, the sequel to the super popular Facebook game Marvel Avengers Alliance. This is a mobile first and only game. I don't think they'll make a sequel for the Facebook platform, and it soft launched in Canada last week. And I've been a huge fan of the original Facebook game. It was the only Facebook game that I monetized on, and I was super stoked that Marvel Avengers Alliance 2 has come out. So, this is my first impressions video on Marvel Avengers Alliance 2. What made Marvel Avengers Alliance 1 really great on Facebook was just how in depth the strategy is, and I'm happy to say that a lot of that awesome strategy did get carried over into Marvel Avengers Alliance 2. There are daily login rewards. I've already accepted it, so it doesn't pop up. It's not that exciting to see the daily login rewards that they've created. They do have the reinforcements inbound, free Avenger after playing for 7 days. It's not really, it doesn't really entice me to play 7 days in a row, just because it doesn't really tell me much. Like, am I gonna get a random hero from the Avengers? Am I gonna get Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk? I really don't know. So it's not a great screen. It's not a great promo, I would say. I hope I get the Hulk because the Hulk was awesome in the original Marvel Avengers Alliance. Here's the home screen. So before I get into the gameplay, I'd like to get into the store and talk about some of the store stuff. If you look at the UI here, it looks very similar to Marvel Marvel Contest of Champions, which is a top 10 grossing app in the App Store. The UI looks very similar, but as you can tell, it's not as well thought out of like Marvel Contest of Champions. There is a daily power cell that I think is 12 hours long, not 24 hours. So, you could potentially get it twice in a day, I think. Yesterday, when I got the renewable power cell, I actually won 25 gold, which was amazing. Gold is a premium currency for this game, similar to the Facebook one. There is a quick charge power cell, which I believe has a cooldown of 3 hours. And so on and so forth. The main gacha machine for Marvel Avengers Alliance 2 is the Superior Power Cell here. Now, the problem with this gacha machine is it doesn't really tell us that much information of what heroes you could win. If you can win all the heroes that is currently available in the game, if we can only win War Machine, Captain Marvel, or Spider-Man. And worse, you can win an ability rather than a hero to fill out your roster, which isn't a great value proposition for your premium gacha machine that they've created here. You don't want to give the player a chance to sort of crap out and get an ability. You want them to feel awesome by spending premium currency in the game. And diluting your gacha machine in this regards, especially your premium gacha machine, I don't think is a great idea. There isn't a lot of incentive to purchase this if I think I could lose out by just getting abilities rather than heroes that I've wanted. And if you look in the gold store itself, you see that 12 gold costs $2.79, 32 gold costs $6.99, which means I had to spend $7 straight up to roll this gacha machine if I did not have any gold that I've generated from playing the game. This is the fifth day I've been playing the game in a row, and I've just gone to level 6 in my commander level. And so the first con of this game, besides the monetization, which as you can see is very plain, there's no first time buyer bonuses. There's no percentage discounts shown in the store at all, which doesn't tell the player how much value they're getting from buying a more expensive premium bundle. There is no premium currency drip. And finally, there was no first time promo offer that was given to me in this first 5 days of playing. So there's no package to, for a $3.99 price or $2.99 price for gold / bonus incentives, especially retention incentives for players. So there isn't a lot of great monetization happening here. So I'm very worried about the longevity of this game. Going back to the main screen, we can see that there is a Friends tab here. Weirdly, Friends is locked away until level 3 of your commander level, and it uses the archaic friend code system. I'm not a big fan of friend codes. I'd rather have an ability to just add my Facebook friends straight from the ally screen. And this screen is super basic in my opinion. Finally, there is inventory screen. As you can see, we have ISO 8 crystals, unstable ISO 8s. Unstable ISO 8s are actually used to give extra experience to your heroes, and I'll get into why that's important right now. So missions, as you can see, are in chapters, very similar to the original Facebook game. And the pacing of this game is way off. I played this game for 5 days now, and I've only gone to mission 6 in chapter 1. Or actually, yeah, I just finished mission 5 last night. So I'm at mission 6 right now. And it took me 5 days to reach mission 6 because the balances of the heroes and their power is greatly limited by ISO 8 power. And what that means is, if I go to the hero screen, you start out with Hawkeye as your main guy, and you get 2 random rolls to get 2 random heroes. As you can see here, I got She-Hulk and Drax. I've just gotten Vision from spending some gold in the premium gacha machine, which is fine. I was hoping for Spider-Man, but Vision's pretty cool too. But as you can tell, these heroes just got to level 6 and 7 after playing for 5 days. ISO 8s are incredibly important, as you can see from this equip screen, because it boosts your stats by hundreds of points. So because of these ISO 8s that I've equipped, I actually got plus 375 accuracy, plus 150 speed. Now the problem with this is I just unlocked this as level 6 avatar commander, and before then it was a huge grind, because every time these guys level up, they only get plus 25 or plus 23 for each of their stats. So a lot of the times the missions would take a while because they didn't have enough power to instantly go breeze through them, as well as some party wipes from the harder bosses. And because of those party wipes, you find yourself always using these unstable ISO 8s to gain extra XP in order to progress. But the amount of XP that these trainers usually give you is just enough to have you survive till the end of the boss fight, until you get to level 6. So when you hit level 6, you get to equip these full ISO 8 crystals, and when you do so, your power level jumps way up in the sky, and every mission is now super easy. So the balance is, definitely has to be tuned. It's probably better to, retention wise, to have the missions easier, just to increase the progression feel and the euphoria to give to your players in the beginning, and then make it slightly harder and harder to sort of entice them to equip these crystals and to spend money in the gacha machine to get more heroes, because the more heroes you have, the more missions you could actually complete, because each of these missions you could take up to 3 reserved heroes. As you can see from the side here, I have Hawkeye as one of my reserves, but I could fill it out to 2 more. So I could put in Vision that I just won, I could fill out another one, and that gives me a whole new roster of heroes with full health to help finish this mission. Whereas in the beginning of the first few missions, you only have 1 reserve or 0 reserves. You always have a team up of a random ally before a mission, and it's not a great balance. I'd really want them to change that grind in the beginning, because if I was not a devout Marvel Avengers Alliance fan, or played a lot of the original content, I would probably leave this game after 3 days, because it wouldn't have given me anything to play with up till that point. There's no currency drips or anything exciting happening in the first 3 days for me to continue playing this game. But because I'm a loyal fan as well as a hardcore mid-core player, I just tend to stay on longer to see what's happening. But I don't know if the regular, everyday player will be able to have that patience. Now, I said a lot of negative things about this game, and now I'll get into the great part. The great part about this game is, just like the Facebook counterpart, this game is a true mid-core to hardcore strategy game. It doesn't hold your hand, and there's a lot of in-depth strategies and abilities that you can sink your teeth into in this game, and it's amazing in that regard. Similar to the Facebook platform, there is the 6 different classes that your heroes can have. Each of these classes have different abilities based on the resistance and vulnerability that they give to other classes. So it's all there. If you play the Facebook game, you should be relatively easy to pick up for this gameplay. And the gameplay itself looks really pretty. So we load up here. Like, the cell shaded art background looks really great. It's animated in the background. It's just gorgeous, comic book feel that the original didn't really get that well. And another little bit of negative part that it took from Facebook is the Facebook game is littered with tooltips that come out about when you hover with your mouse. And this, because there is no mouse to hover over, you have to sort of touch and hold. And if you touch and hold, there's a lot of text for anything. But for a mid-core and hardcore player, this is just a lot of strategy going on here. Each of these heroes have different resources that you could spend. For example, I have Rage for She-Hulk. But other examples include War Machine having both ammo and power to spend, as well as Spider-Man being in different modes, such as power mode, which increases his attacks, or responsibility mode, which increases his agility. So there's a lot of great things happening here, and it's just a really fun game. Now, if this was a regular free-to-play RPG game made by a Korean publisher or a Japanese publisher, you'd sort of expect an autoplay button. Marvel Avengers Alliance 2 does not have an autoplay button. It expects you to actually dive into the strategy and win. And so I found that really refreshing. There's a lot of debuffs and buffs that are happening in this game, and it's just really satisfying to figure out what debuffs and buffs chain together in combos. Now, obviously, I've been playing this game, so I know what most of these moves do, but for a beginner player, they would have to hold and look at exactly what each of these attacks do. This one gives a debuff to the enemy that it hits, as well as, you can see how much damage rating there is, the speed of it is, and it all intertwines with other heroes, which is really great. This one lets Luke Cage basically protect other allies from attacks, and you'll see that he'll get a shield icon after this, or floating shields, should I say. There we go. And so he gets to fight back because he's in that mode, which is great. I get bonus damage for doing her battery attack there because the enemy had a physical debuff, and that attack that She-Hulk just did does bonus attack to those with physical debuffs. So chaining these things together is super great, super fun. Fighting bosses always feels amazing in that regards as well. And yeah. So the game looks pretty. There's a lot of strategy going here. I really like the gameplay toy. I really like the IP. I'm just really disappointed by the lack of monetization strategies that they've implemented, as well as a lackluster, ally screen and daily login rewards, and the gacha machine especially is really disappointing. So if any of you guys played the Facebook Marvel Avengers Alliance game, you know that you could purchase basically any hero with shield points, which was very refreshing from other free-to-play models. Unfortunately for Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, that is no longer being offered because they've decided to go the gacha machine route. It's unfortunate that the gacha machine route that they've decided to go to is just so dull and boring. See, before I hit level 6, and you can see the little green marks here depicting the experience gained. Before I hit level 6, that would have taken a lot longer, as well as one of my characters would have probably died, forcing Hawkeye to step in for them. I do like how your reserves, even if they didn't fight, gains the same amount of experience points as those ones that you did fight, which definitely helps with the passive experience building aspect of the game. I'm also sort of disappointed there's actually no passive resource generation like the excuse me, like the jet deployment that you had in the Facebook one, which you could deploy to gain experience as well as silver. But there's no passive resource generation in this game, which is slightly disappointing. And yeah, finally there is PvP, but unfortunately I'm locked out of it until I hit level 7. Hopefully I'll unlock it tonight, and I'll make another video about the PvP system if I enjoy it, or if there's something that I do not like about it. Finally, there are tasks. These tasks are basically achievements that you'll eventually complete while finishing those missions. There is a lot of gold being given out, which is great, but I mean, in terms of buying gold straight up, you're not getting great value there. I also enjoy the daily tasks a lot. They're pretty easy to complete, and they do give you a sort of sense of, finishing what you're supposed to do with this app for the day. So they really did a good job with the daily tasks. I've never really found the energy to be a wall in this game. Usually the battles take a little bit longer than most free-to-play games do. So by the time I'm actually done playing for the day, I've barely, I went down to 0 energy, and then I would be satisfied and I would put the game down. When I come back, it's usually filled up. So haven't hit an energy wall, which is great. And yeah, before I let you guys go, I'll spend 50 gold on getting the superior power cells, just to show you guys exactly what you're dealing with in terms of the premium gacha system. Hopefully I win Spider-Man, but let's just try it now. So I just won an ability there for Hawkeye. I don't know if you can win abilities for heroes that you do not have currently, but rolling this is my 3rd time rolling it. First time I got Vision, the second time I got Hawkeye's fire support ability, and now I have Hawkeye's rapid shot ability. So not only has Marvel Avengers Alliance diluted their gacha system with abilities, they've diluted the value of the heroes themselves, because each of these heroes have abilities that you can equip and that you have to sort of purchase with ability points in order to maximize the full potential of your heroes. I'm not sure if I like that. It seems to be a sort of monetizing sort of wall, but at the same time, everything feels so diluted. I don't think it's a great strategy. Or it could be, retention, grinding content generator, in which case, maybe the game needs that content in order to have enough for the player to go through. Who knows? I think coming from a super old Facebook game, they sort of want to create this game for the next 5 years, and maybe this is another way to create longevity in that sort of regard. Before I do the final superior power cell pull, I'll go and show you the abilities. So yeah, you could just equip anything that you've gone here. If I wanted to get that cool looking blue 3-star ability, I'll need to pay 1,500 ability points, and currently I only have 530. So if I grind for more ability points, I guess I can make any hero that I win from the gacha machine worth it. But yeah, it's sort of, it's a risky move, I would say. And hopefully I could get a hero from this one. Yeah, I got Hulk. Now, I really hope I don't get a duplicate Hulk from the Avengers 7-day login deal. But yeah, 3-star Hulk, that's pretty sweet. That makes me want to spend all the gold in this gacha machine potentially. But I'm sort of scared of spending all this gold on just that one gacha machine, just because I think there might be a better offering. This can't be the only cool place to spend gold on, could it? So I'd wait till I at least unlock the PvP to sort of see what's happening there. I mean, there is a PvP only gacha machine here, which I think if it's sort of similar to Marvel Contest of Champions, you would win another currency in order to spend it on this gacha machine once you unlock the PvP. But yeah, that's Marvel Avengers Alliance 2. I'll definitely make more videos on this. I'm really digging the strategy involved with this game. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.